Well, hello. Welcome in, everybody, to yet another of the Player Profile Podcast episodes. Today's special guest is Vicious. Before I even get too far into this thing, Vicious, why don't you introduce yourself? Let everybody know who you are.
Hello everybody, my name is Riccardo. I used to play Unreal Tournament, played for a long time. Then, I don't know, I played as a professional gamer for 6-7 years career. Played Unreal Tournament, played Quick Free, switched from Unreal Tournament to Quick Free. Played Painkiller, Quick 4 and Fear. Traveled the world doing esports tournaments. And since I reinstalled UT some weeks ago, I met with the old crew, and guess now I'm here.
Yeah, we got our tendrils in you. So this is a special one for me. It's rare that I get to talk to someone else who's also doing these kinds of interviews and talking to people. So I'm hoping that interviewer to interviewer, this will go smoothly. Joking, of course. So I will begin the same way I begin every single one of these. What are your earliest memories of Unreal Tournament?
I have a good memory, so I remember almost everything very well. At the time, I was in high school. I used to play on console. I always had a big passion for video games. Since I was a little kid, I started playing with an Intellivision. I don't know if you know the console before Atari. Then Commodore 64, all the console. And I went to my best friend's house. He had a computer, and he showed me this game, a real tournament, and he was playing online. And for me, it was very fascinating to be able to play against human players from around the world. So that there was a scene. And I had a very strong desire to show my worth and compete. So before my 18th birthday, I bought I bought a computer. I remember my friends assemble it for me, and I was telling them before my 18th birthday, before midnight, I have to be online and play on a server. And 1 minute before, I was able to play, but I never use a mouse and a keyboard, so I was so slow in typing that my best friend at the time was also my teacher, Rio Saeba, it was his nickname, had to phone me. So he will phone me to speak to me, to tell me stuff, because it was just I couldn't use a keyboard. I never used a keyboard. Great. Yeah, that's how it started. And then I played offline for 4 months, just doing movement, practice, aim, practice, aim. And then I joined an online server because I wouldn't have any reason to play online with my current skill at the moment.
Sure, yeah. What did your parents have to say about you spending your 18th birthday money on building a computer for this game?
The computer, it wasn't a problem. Pursuing a career in sport, yes, that was a problem for my family, yes, for sure.
Yeah, I find that around that age, especially with the game coming out and as old as we were at that time, the concept of doing anything online regularly, seriously, was very foreign to a lot of the previous generation, to a lot of our parents. Some people were supportive, but most parents did not understand. So that said, you practice for a month offline just to get the movements down, to understand the game, the maps a little bit.
More, 4 months.
For 4 months? Oh my good Lord.
Yes.
When did you... okay, let's say you fast forward a little bit, you're now playing online. When did you start to feel like, okay, I'm getting good, I feel like I can compete, and I'm better than the people that I'm playing against?
Well, the story is like this. So I practice offline for 4 months because I was eager to become the best player in the world from day one. And I used to play and duel only on Grinder. There is a map without a belt, and I played there all day long. And then a player joined. I lost the duel 10-6, and it was Emilio from Out of Control, OC Emilio. He was the best player in Unreal, and probably the best player in Unreal Tournament 2, together with Scatrise. Was a player from the Netherlands. Both of them were the best player, in the previous version of Unreal that is called Unreal. And he told me, you have talent. I want you to join my clan. I will become your teacher. From there, I become his pupil.
That's great.
Yes.
I find, stories like that make me, they fill me with passion, because I look at that situation, and you go, it's missing. So much of that is missing these days.
Yes, yes,
You know, so many
yes.
people, they don't take the time to extend a hand out and help somebody else. And a moment like that is fantastic to hear about.
Listen, I will tell you something.
Uh-huh.
So the community, the online community during that time, at least in Italy, was very romantic. Okay,
Mm.
very romantic. There was always a teacher and a pupil,
Mm-hmm.
almost like in Star Wars, you know.
Mm-hmm.
On NGI forum, NetGaming Italy forum, if you were like a young player, where you were not allowed to
Mm-hmm.
speak, to post. A
Mm.
senior player were supposed to talk for you. Okay, and it was very romantic. Was very like I don't know how to say, like in medieval age, like chivalry,
Mm-hmm.
chivalry. I don't
Yeah,
know the
yeah,
term.
yeah. Chivalry, yeah.
Okay. Chivalry, yes, very much like that, you know? So it would be like, okay, I bring my pupil and another master bring his pupil. Let's them like duel together, watch the game, see how they perform. And like young players were not allowed to play against master
Mm.
until like they reach like a certain status or a certain
Yeah.
level of skill.
Mm-hmm.
It was different, man. It was
Yeah.
different. I was very fascinated, and I liked that aspect a lot.
Yeah.
I wanted to make my teacher proud.
It reminds me of kind of like a master and apprentice, you know,
Yes,
someone who you will hammer the same nail 10,000 times before you're allowed to move on to the next one, that kind of
yes.
thing. Hmm. Yeah, it's a very different story in North America. It was pure chaos. We all just did our own thing, and you know, but I think that also reflects a lot of the American ethos of you know, individualism and spirit. You find your own way in the world. Uh,
Yes.
so you've taken on this apprenticeship, for lack of a better word, and you're training and you're skilling up. You're playing with some of the best players in your region, and you finally get a chance to compete at a higher level with players from other regions. Talk to me a little bit about what got you into LAN competition and competing for the more advanced tournaments.
Well, the process was natural. I went to a LAN party after a few years. First LAN party was like national, you know,
Hmm.
Italian national.
Hmm.
I won the tournament there, TDM. I
Was
remember I
it
phoned my
was it
mother.
local to you, or did you have to travel?
No, I had to travel to
Okay.
Florence. And times were different, so we had like some competition during the time. We had like War Cyber Games, and the
Hmm.
War Cyber Games were very nice because you had like free open qualifier for every nation. People will come from Kazakhstan, people
Hmm.
will come from Chile, people will come from Canada, and it was interesting and fascinating because you didn't know the style played in different countries, you know,
Hmm.
outside of Europe or US. So there was a little bit of mystique regarding
Yeah.
some players, and me too. So yes, like I went to the World Cyber Game qualifier, but I was already a very good player.
Hmm.
We went there like, and three player of my clan qualified because at the time esport team were called clan. They
Hmm.
had like a the clan was something different. You understand? It was very like based on the passion of the
Yeah.
individual. So you share some kind of values. I was very strict as a
Yeah.
clan leader. I became a clan leader like after many years because I was always the youngest player in
Mm.
the group. And then at one point I split I don't know, my team. We decided like to play under our own banner that was like DYE, the tag that
Mm.
means like, you know, like a die,
Hmm.
and it means defeat your enemies because
Mm.
nothing was more important. I mean, that's the goal of our team, to defeat our enemies. So
I
there was nothing like flashy or anything.
Yeah. I just love how seriously clans took their clan names.
Yes.
There was a period of time where we all just thought we were the coolest people alive. And yes,
Yes.
we're playing video games online, and you have to you know, save face, but man, some of the clan names, you look back and you go, what were we thinking?
Well, the truth is that without social, the only way you could get like internet credibility was via esport.
Hmm.
So long time ago, pro gamer, esport athlete, cyber athlete were supposed to become like the real
Hmm.
content creator and influencer. When social came and kind of like a little bit destroyed everything, because the only the only way you could become famous online was like competing,
Yeah.
and but that wasn't the reason for me.
Yeah.
The reason for me like to play games. So I went to Seoul for in 2001, a long time ago. It was crazy with the national team. Did well. I remember that I took a decision. I was like, if I will do well, I will pursue a career, and if I don't perform, I will stop here. But I did very well, and so my career went on from there. And after a few years, I also switched from a real tournament to Quick Free because
Yeah.
a very good player, like a real master, knows how to perform on different platforms. And also, if you want to be a cyber athlete, you're supposed to prepare the game that the cyber professional league is choosing year by year. So one year might be Painkiller, another year might be Fear, another year might be Quake 4. So there was like 30, 40 players in the world that were actually like this, me, Fatality, I don't know, another many other players, Stellam.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the Quake free scene.
A little bit.
I met like
a little bit, yeah. I know, there's still a competitive scene. Still, I think that Quake has the longest longevity. It has beaten out all of the other games and continues to have the biggest draw. And as someone who has played Unreal Tournament on and off for 20 years, that's always been a little of a chip on my shoulder to say, hey, we're just as good, but we focused on this game and other people focused on that game. I do want to, before we go too far into other games and diving into your history, I just have to know on a personal level, you travel all the way to Seoul, and you've already mentioned that at the previous national LAN, you saw players from around the world, and there was a bit of a mystique to that element of it. As an individual, was that exciting for you to travel to a different country to play? Did you get a chance to appreciate being in a different country, or were you just so focused on the gameplay that the idea of travel was secondary?
The idea of traveling was secondary.
Oh, okay.
I remember it was difficult. I did like a lot of tournament. I went to Singapore, I went to Chile, I went to Dallas many times, Sweden, crazy places. Performing crazy places. Boot camping in Portland for a month with my team, staying in Rio de Janeiro 2 weeks practicing for a tournament, all this kind of stuff. And I remember when I was younger, when I left my apartment, I just put on my sunglasses and I was like, I don't know, I just changed. I don't know. You know the movie Leon from Luc Besson?
Yeah.
I remember when like he leave the apartment and say goodbye to Matilda, and he just put on the glasses and comes like very serious because he's getting into the character. And for me, it was the same, and I understood like after some tournaments, some years, that I was supposed to relax a little bit because tournament is in maybe 7, 8, 9 days, and then you will lose all your stamina because you're just like in a killer mode. Like
you're on edge for 2 weeks.
Yes, exactly. So that's something that I was able like to, I don't know, to adjust with time.
Yeah. Oh man, I feel like so I look at this, and I have full disclosure, I have never competed at that level, right? I'm good at the game that I play, and that's good enough for me, right? I'm not going to be a world champion. I get that. But I look at people who have played on this level, and I find there's one thing in common, and it is this attitude that you're talking about. Okay, time to go. The nerves shut down, and you have to perform. And that unifying theme in all of these people that I've spoken to is I find very fascinating, because I'm very competitive. I want to win. Like I want to play the game and get good at it. But I feel like there's something that I don't have. There's something within my blood, my body doesn't have that same gene that you seem to have and other top tier competitors seem to have. I don't know where I'm going with this, other than to say I think it's a fascinating element of human physiology, that some of us have that and some of us don't have that. I think it's great.
Yeah, well, all players play for different reasons. I spoke with Berserker recently until late at night because we played together. He's from Bulgaria. Very nice player,
absolute
very
monster.
Player,
yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's a monster. Yes, he's a monster.
I played him a couple weeks ago.
I hope he will be able to perform in some tournament. I will sponsor him. I told him that I want to mentor him a little bit if he wants. Yeah, he's very talented. Yes, I like him. But he plays for different reasons than me. For me, playing was... I was very young, but I was very serious person. I don't know how to explain. And to me, gaming was a vehicle to be able to spread a larger message to the audience, detach from ego, try to be kind to other people. And so it was like, I want to win, to say certain things that consider very important. But also, like, I was a savage when I was a younger player, so to me it was very personal. Playing was very personal because everything was about sacrifices. So I was very angry because I had to sacrifice a lot. I also had
Talk to me
to
about
quit
that.
girlfriend.
Yeah, okay.
I had to spend infinite hours. I never went on holiday. I practiced every day 6 to 8 hours a day for like 3, 4, 5 years. Never ends. And so when I went to tournament, I knew that I made more sacrifice than anyone, and I deserved to win.
Yeah, sure.
And no one will take that from me. And to me, gaming was very serious. To me, performing and playing tournaments was a matter of life and death. So it put a lot of pressure on myself. Some other players took it differently.
Yeah. I mean, it paid off though. You won a lot, and you're a very serious competitor. People respect you for it. And I think the people who take that seriously deserve the respect that they get. Let's dive into that a little bit though. Talk to me about your winning history. Let's start here. What's your number one? You clutched it, you felt good, and you will always remember that moment. Give me that story.
Yeah, I know what is the story. Well, like, I'm proud of some things. I won a medal at the World Cyber Games. I'm the only Italian player to win a cyber professional league in history. I never lost a national tournament in my career. I'm even playing on 3 different games. So to me, this is a good achievement. I remember when I won the cyber professional league. Yes, it was in Italy. It was in Verona. It was a game, not a very good game, because Fear wasn't considered like a top tier game. But for some reason, the CPL decided to pick up this game, and it was played on Xbox One. So I had to transition from keyboard and mouse, the joypad. And I never played an FPS on a joypad. But at the tournament, were like professional Halo player from France, Sweden, and so on, you know? And I went there like as an independent player. And there were like also a few players from the Cyber Professional League from Painkiller. And I was the oldest player there. No one, I remember when I won, the organizer told me like, we would have never bet like a single cent on you winning this tournament. Remember the final, remember map 1, I was very close and I lost by 1 frag and I almost stealed, but I was like, I'm better than this guy, I will win now. I will win. And I won. I remember I won map 2, something like, I don't know, 16-1, and map 3. I had like the last 3 minutes just like enjoying the winning because I was 30-0. I went out. It was a sunny day. I sit down by myself. It was a good feeling. When I went back to Milan, I saw my friend. I cried. I remember.
That's great.
Yes, they all hugged me because they told me like, we know how much this means to you, how much sacrifices you made, and how everything was against you. Because you have to understand that I was kicked out of my house because I wanted to become a professional. And so I lived with my teammate. They just gave me space. Like we will sleep on. We will do like I don't know how to say. Like we will sleep in 3 person in the bed sideways, or we will have turn for sleeping because we were living in a very small flat. It was like 3-4 of us. We were poor. We will eat 1 time a day. It was good time, but it was also very hard times, you know. And also like prize pool, you will get the prize pool 8 months after the tournament, so it's not like okay, I won, so I get some €1,000.
Exactly.
No. Every player had their story, so this was my story. I remember I was a very good friend with Alexei Nesterov. He's the first non-American player to win a QuakeCon. Russian player. We were a roommate during the war tour. We were very close. I remember also he had a very difficult story. He lost his father when he was young, so he would wire tournament winnings to his mother that was depressed in Russia. Like some of us had it rough. It wasn't like, you know, rich kid from rich family and dad and mama is there and taking picture of you of a tournament. I was very angry. When I went to tournament, I was very angry to other kids. It was a little bit like, you know, Naruto Pain.
Yeah, sure,
Yes, I
sure.
was a little bit like them. Yes, I was like, yeah, now you're gonna feel pain. Like this is
Yeah,
my dream. I will shatter your dream.
yeah.
Yes. Now you will feel pain. Yes, man. Like
So,
you will feel a difference. And I also was very I don't know how to say classist. I was insulted
mm,
of people who wanted to perform against me.
mm-hmm. It was a point
Okay.
of pride for you. It was
Yes, it was
something,
like
yeah.
to you to think to be on my level to me is insulting.
Mm.
Yes.
So I gotta say, for the winning history that you have, for being the only Italian to win at this level and to set that forward, you must have a certain sense of pride for Italy in that sense that you can see the gaming culture change within the nation and to see more people getting into it now. Does it feel good to say, you know what, maybe I'm a bit of a trailblazer here? I kind of set the path for some people because so few of us in the world get to the opportunity to lead in that way. How do you look at that? And do you feel a sense of responsibility when it comes to that?
Feel a sense of responsibility, and I still work in gaming for even now.
Mm-hmm.
I still play. Gaming is very important. What I say is that online gaming is like immediate. Um, I don't know how to say confronto. It's like when you challenge someone,
Mm-hmm.
but it's fair,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Because it's not like he's taller or like his father spoke with the team manager, so
Sure.
he's playing. It's like, no, I come from a broken family from the
Mm-hmm.
outskirts
Mm-hmm.
of Milan. I have nothing.
Yeah.
But here, when we spawn, we are the same. Like,
Yeah.
no one is gonna cheat anything. So
Yeah.
I will win. And I also had I also mentor other players. I'm very proud of them. One of them is Termi.
Mm-hmm.
Probably you know him.
Mm-hmm.
He's the most successful Italian esport player for FPS. Played also. We were teammates during the World Tour in 2005 under Play 80
Mm-hmm.
because the team was Booms. No one will know him. Forrest.
Mm-hmm.
The real tournament community know
Yeah. Yeah.
Forrest is because he won the World Cyber Games in 2000 in a real tournament 2004. Me and Stermi. So we were like the four best FPS player of Italy without doubt, and I'm very proud of him. And also I mentor Marco Ragusa, Wenger.
Mm-hmm.
He won the QuakeCon in Quake Champions. I don't know if you know him. In
Uh,
Mistro player. Yes,
yeah.
mentally, I coach him a lot mentally. Yes.
Yeah. Do you feel like you had that opportunity to then become the master, reaching out to your own apprentice? Did that feel like
Yes.
a full circle moment for you?
Yes.
That's
Of
good.
course, I'm very proud. I'm very proud of them, but the merit is there. But I did my job.
I want to briefly talk about non-competitive gaming because I feel like
Okay.
so many of us we have this very competitive nature when it comes to a certain type of game, right? For first-person shooters, you spawn in and it's go. Everything it's on the line. You put it out there and you try your hardest. Do you take a chance to relax, step away from that, and play games that are just fun and casual games for you to play, just to reset your mind?
Yes, but in single player.
Okay. What kind of games do you play?
After I quit my career as an esport player,
Mm-hmm.
25 years after I won the CPL, I quit
Okay.
because I was like, okay, I did it. Like I have no answer left because there are many things to be said about gaming.
Mm-hmm.
As any passion is a mirror. We show you your true colors.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're strong, where you're weak. If you're a coward, if you're a fool,
Yeah.
if you overextend yourself, if you think you're like more of what you are, it shows everything, man,
Mm-hmm.
everything. So I got a lot of answer. Like I could see me perfectly, and I'm not perfect. It's
Mm-hmm.
not that I'm the best player in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So it helped me a lot. And after that, switched to poker. So played poker professionally, also been a poker coach for an important Italian poker room. And then after that, stream on Twitch Hearthstone, card
Mm-hmm.
game from Blizzard,
Mm-hmm.
for many years.
You
And
say that with such disdain.
no, where I'm going with this? What was the initial question?
The initial question was,
Like
what do you play for fun? And over here, you're talking about how much you hate
for fun.
Hearthstone.
Now I mostly now I play complex game. So I like to play game with a complex algorithm.
Yeah.
So maybe I play Crusader Kings 3, Europa Universalis, I play Mechabellum, I play difficult game, and I'll try to break them.
Yeah, just something that
That's what
makes
I
you
do.
think a little bit more. Love that.
Yes, no, yes, and also I do not want to play games that requires like an a lot of hand-eye coordination.
Okay. Yeah.
Because it's not that I think I think I'm a better player now. I'm almost sure I'm a better player now than when I was 19, let's say. And I assure you this, I speak with a lot of players. And it's a shame because if like an FPS arena, okay, if like some company like will release like a game and put like an important prize pool, 3 to 5 million, everyone will come back.
Yep.
Everyone, man.
Yeah.
And I also want to tell you something very romantic. I'm sure you will appreciate it. So in 2004, the Cyber Professional League, okay, decided to host this tournament. It was the most important esport tournament of the history till then. 1 million in prize pool, broadcasted in cable and on MTV. Final at the Madison Square Garden in New York, okay?
Yeah.
Final was like 250,000 total, and then like 10 stop around the world for whatever it is, the rest of the month. And all the player from all the scene wanted to play in the World Tour. So you had Quake players, Counter-Strike player, Serious Sam player, all the scene, all the best player tried to play Painkiller, but in the end, only 16 were left.
Right.
In all the world, man. Very, very beautiful game. Painkiller is the highest expression of hand-to-eye coordination possible. It's like playing FPS running 100 meters. Super fast, super skill intensive, super unforgiving. Beautiful game. Few played it because it was impossible, very difficult to play.
Yeah.
So you had Unmatched, so you had Stellam, ZYZ, Neok, you had Fatality, you had Sander Vukasjager, you had Sterm, you had Gellesak. Fnatic was created to become a team
For this game, yeah.
Yes, for this game in the World Tour. Sam Matthews with his mother, yes. They founded Fnatic for the World Tour, yes, man. So it was, it was big.
Of course.
Imagine something like this, like a company come out and say, okay, 20 million on this game. The game has just released. Is an FPS arena. Shroud.
Everybody's
I don't know,
gonna come.
Ninja.
Yeah. Yep.
All the legends, Counter-Strike Pro, Valorant Pro, everyone will try to play it. So in Spain, that was the second stop. You had 64 professional, like a lot of players tried. A lot of players tried. It was very cool.
It's very difficult, though, and this actually leads into a second question, which I think is great. Most game companies, I think, are afraid of something like that these days, because the longevity of any new game that comes out, you get this massive spike of players, and then it dies instantly if there's no support, if there's no long-term tournament structure, if there's nothing like that. But you can't force it either, because that's exactly what Blizzard did with Overwatch. They tried to force a tournament structure, and it worked for a little bit, but then people lost interest and it kind of fell off a little bit. And so I think the problem is you need that right balance of organic draw to a game to get the players interested and invested naturally, paired with a really big prize pool to draw big names and draw big attention. I don't think you can force it with just a big prize pool, because if you do, you might have success for that one tournament. And then if there's no continued support after that, it might fall off. What do you think about that?
Yes, I agree. So you need like one big tournament every month with the final, with an ATP tour, like point system, like the CPL World Tour. And problem with the games today, I heard like when you did the interview with the Carmack, it's just like a reflection of society. It's consumistic,
Yeah.
You don't bring like something to repair today. You just like throw it away and buy another thing. And unfortunately, it reflects also in the gaming industry, man.
Yeah. And I think especially with first-person shooter games, You know,
Yeah.
it's a sad reality. I think that the only way that anybody in the world will get good at first person shooter games is to be bad at first person shooter games long enough that you get past that skill ceiling, because anybody who's been playing it will always have a leg up on someone who new to the scene.
It took me a long time to
Mm-hmm.
become decent in a
Mm-hmm.
real tournament.
Same here.
Long
Oh,
time.
same here. And it's not just Unreal
Long
Tournament, you
time.
know, and that's the only game that I take seriously, but any first person shooter, you know, you have to try and be bad for a long time before you're going to have that that success rate that feels good and is addictive and rewarding. But I think that so many players, young players these days, they don't have the patience. They don't want to do that. They don't feel like they're winning quick enough, and so they stop trying. Uh, but I don't know that it's just young players. It might just be a reflection of human nature that we are collectively losing a little bit of that patience and that willingness to be bad at things. I don't know.
Yeah, but you know also what is missing for the esports scene that is very
Mm,
important? The narrative, man. The
mm,
narrative.
mm-hmm,
You know, like I'm a big fan of MMA, so I watch a lot of fighting.
mm-hmm,
I follow the UFC. The UFC does a very good work, you know,
mm-hmm.
with the embedded videos. I'm sure that someone that will watch the interview knows what I'm talking about. You
Yeah.
know, create a narrative
Mm-hmm,
behind the player, no? Show how he lives, his struggles, everything, so you become invested.
mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
you just see watching two guys fighting bare hand, and you're like, well, who cares, you
Yeah.
know? But when you know that this guy is fighting because the son is at the hospital and the other guy is fighting, blah blah blah, and one is a millionaire, one comes from the favela,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, you
Yeah.
create a narrative.
Yeah.
That's very important to have the
Mm-hmm.
audience,
More
you
than
know?
anything, people want a story.
Yeah. Yes, yes. And that's something that, as Carmack said when he spoke about ESL and showing Quake in the ESL, we told like the Quake had a cool factor because it was
Mm-hmm.
easy to create narrative, you know, the Russian versus the American and so on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you need narrative. That's what is missing mostly in sport. But when you watch like the international, because I watch everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I watch StarCraft, I watch international, I
Yeah.
watch League of Legends World Final. They do like a great production work, you know,
Yeah.
setting up the narrative. Beautiful videos.
Yeah. Do you think, and I'm just curious to get your opinion, do you think that a game with great narrative production will be more successful than a better game without narrative production?
For sure.
Okay. So I guess what I'm getting at is how much does the actual game matter? Is it that important, or is it really just about
No, I
production?
don't think it's that important because I look
Mm,
at Painkiller, so it was
hmm.
just a game released from a Polish company and
Yeah.
it had no history,
Hmm.
no brand identity, no nothing. That's it.
Yeah.
Was important were the player and the narrative and the prize pool and you know.
Yeah. That's true. I think that there's a desire for faster gameplay right now.
Yes.
I think most
Yes, I
people,
think.
I think a lot of games are trending towards faster gameplay. I hope, you know, and I know that I'm naive in thinking this because people have tried to release first person shooters to no great success over the past 10 years or so, 10, 15 years. I'm hoping that in the coming 10 to 15 years, there will be a draw towards it again, because with battle royale style shooters, with you know, round based competitive strategic shooters, there tends to be this draw towards getting the action faster, getting the action faster. You die, leave the lobby, get a new lobby, start again. Matchmaking is getting faster and faster. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. The ultimate version of that is an arena shooter. You die, you respawn,
Yes.
you're still there, go. And I think that, you know, part of me hopes that there is a draw towards it. You've been paying very close attention and as part of your career to esports at large over the past 25 years.
Yes.
Do you see that happening, or is that a pipe dream?
Mm. Yes, I think mm, it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
It could happen. I remember one day something that Sander told me. We were in Netherlands and he told me, you know, society, you know, people in general, we will never allow for a game where like one guy has to kill another guy to go mainstream. That's why League of Legends is doing so well and Warcraft is doing so well, because you have fairy dust and spell and it's colorful. And this was his idea, but it's not true in the end. Yes, the audience now can play FPS, they can shoot. There are some games. Deadlock is a beautiful game. One-on-one. And you need to attract the big players. And Carmack was right when he said like you need like a battle royale. Everyone play like Fortnite, and then you develop a 1v1 game mode that is professional with tournaments. So everyone can play the battle royale. Everyone can get some kill. Like, you know, it's accessible. And then there is this pro mode, and it's 1v1, and you have this big personality, this big streamer, you know, playing in it. So Carmack is very smart, and I think he nailed it this way. I don't think you can release like an FPS arena for 4v4 or 1v1 and connect with the audience. Very difficult, man. I wish, because there are a lot of players that deserve to perform and deserve to make a career out of this. Being a dueler, because a long time ago, being a dueler was the highest expression of esport, you know.
And I would argue that it's still one of the most honest and representative forms of skill. And you know, there's a lot of people out there who just don't understand that you, at the end of the day, the game kind of disappears and you're just trying to think faster, think smarter, think more accurately than the opponent. And that's all it really is. And, you know, yes, but there's still eye-hand coordination, mechanics. And I think that's, I'll speak for myself. That's where my shortcoming is. You know, I can outposition someone and I can outthink them. But then at the end of the day, if I don't hit my shots, then it doesn't matter.
You know, like something unique has to happen. Let's say the Saudi decide to develop buy the Unreal Tournament brand, because the Unreal Tournament brand is cool. You know, the concept of a tournament in the future, and you know, it's cyberpunk and futuristic. And then they splash money and they bring Speed, Kai, and they bring like, you know, Adin Ross, and they bring all big internet personality, and they have them like, you know, cast or like play the game a little bit, and then they put like enormous prize pool, you know, and try with connect with the when a new sport, a new esport might emerge. But as now, I also watch Twitch, the evolution of Twitch. Gaming on Twitch is dying, and overall online gaming is dying, man.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't blame cell phones, but I can see how the link is there, because most people in the world, the computer that they have accessible to them is their cell phone.
Yeah.
And so if they play a game, it has to be accessible via the cell phone. And so very, very few people, more and more people, less every year, excuse me, my language is falling apart on me, but the desktop PC, the laptop PC, these are becoming less and less important in the world. And so the idea that you're going to sit down, have a keyboard and mouse and a whole setup just to play this, it feels like a relic going away.
Yes. You know what I always say to stare me? We need a new peripheral to do like one-on-one tournaments.
Interesting.
No more monitor, no more keyboard, no more mouse. You need the Neuralink, something like that. Yes. Then we will have 1v1. Yes. The problem is that the peripherals are too old. Keyboard, mouse, and monitor is too old. It's just old, man. We need something new.
Yeah.
You know, like in Ready Player One, you know, like in the movie that you watch. Yes.
Yeah.
Then, yes, that's when probably there will be the switch. Then there will be attention, for 1v1.
Right.
Yes.
You need full immersion. And not only that, I feel that the audience needs some way to feel that they are immersed as well. Because without that, and I think that has been one of my criticisms of the concept of watching TDM, especially in Unreal Tournament, is the immersion for the audience is a little bit hard to follow, because you can only try to follow at most one player at a time. And at the best, you're watching a free camera fly around and you're not really getting like a sense of being immersed in the action. You don't feel as connected to it. And so I think you may be onto something here, that you need a deeper, more immersed feeling
Yes.
for it to be able to take off. Yeah. I mean, that's a fascinating idea. I don't know that I would love a Neuralink idea. That's just for me. There's something foreign and scary and weird about it. Just the idea that you don't feel very human after that. But this is getting more philosophical than it is anything else.
Yes.
Okay, well, we talked a little bit about gameplay and your history of gaming. I'm curious, though. Let's set aside competitive gaming, Neuralinks. We're setting all this aside. What do you want to see in the world over the next 10 to 15 years in esports? What are some of the trends that you saw coming, didn't see coming, and feel like that's coming up next and I'm excited for it?
This is a very difficult question because it's something that I don't think about, like what I would like for esports. I don't know, man. I don't know if I can answer this question.
Okay.
Like, I enjoy watching games played at a high level, you know. I like to see the way, you know, Musashi Miyamoto, Book of Five Rings, you know, the concept of the way. I like seeing like person performing. I always like esport because it's like a little bit like in the Matrix, you know. There are some rules, but you can do the jump in the M6 with a particular strafe. Some rules can be broken. So, but given the society, man, have you seen TikTok?
Yeah.
The attention span and the kind of content that is going viral these days. You think that people want to sit down and watch a game of Deadlock, watch a duel of Quake Champions.
Right. Yeah, I feel like for me, I want to see more all-around competition. I want to see competitors in a wide variety of games have a tournament where they have to compete at lots of different things. Because it's fascinating as it is to watch Quake 3 to okay, I'm going to see Rafa perform well again and again. And I love the guy. He's great. But at the same time, after a certain number of repetitions, you kind of go, this is expected. And it becomes less exciting and less entertaining for me. I think that watching someone play a wide variety of games and try their hand at lots of different things becomes more interesting, because then it's about how well-rounded you are. How good are you at everything, as opposed to just one thing specifically. But there's always a balance, you know, there's always a balance.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do have to ask, when it comes to the history of games that you have played, why is Unreal Tournament the best? And I will hear no other answers.
Well, I played a little bit of Unreal after like more than a decade this day, and it is indeed a great game.
Yeah, I'm joking, of course. I know that you have love.
It's a great game. I'm a connoisseur of games. Okay, played an infinite amount of games. I like the physics. I like the fact that the fight is very, I don't know how to say, man to man is different than playing bunny hop or strafe like Quake 3, like that is inertial, like you have speed. It's more like, you know, hand-to-hand combat. Okay, just fighting rocket, you just like dodging, hitting. So you have like hand-to-hand combat, you have distant combat. There is a lot of prediction shot thanks to the ASMD. And I love the weapon. The design of the weapon is beautiful. Yeah, everything. I love the game, really. I understand also why people are still playing a real tournament. I understand why Berserker is still playing a real tournament. So why the best FPS game? Well, this is they are all great. I mean, also I played a lot Quake 3 Arena. Also Quake 3 Arena is beautiful, but you know what? Quake 3 Arena is more of a game. A real tournament is something different.
It's more of a brawl. You get in.
It's more like to me, it's more like a sport. It's more like cyber athletics. And Quake 3 is a little bit more of a game. Considering also position strategy, I don't want to take anything away from Quake. It's a beautiful title, but to me, The maximum expression of like what a human being is capable to do in a FPS is Painkiller.
Yeah.
And all the Painkiller scene, I think will agree with me. The game that I like the most, yes, probably for sure is a real tournament. Yes,
I think
yes.
I wanted to say for clarity, I was joking. I know that you have a great love and appreciation for many different games, and
Yeah.
Painkiller for you has that special sweet spot in your heart. And I have no doubt that many people would agree with you that it
But I mean,
refined.
let's say also Overwatch is a beautiful game.
Yeah,
Has
of
a
course.
beautiful
There are so
physics. You
many
feel
games.
good walking in
So many games
Overwatch. You
have
feel
great
good
things.
shooting in
Yeah.
Overwatch. It's smooth and
Mm-hmm.
neat and
Mm-hmm.
clean, you know?
Yeah.
Responsive. It's not like you're stuck in the mud, you
Yeah.
know? I know how to, you know?
How did you feel about Diabolical? Did you get a chance to play Diabolical?
I played just a little bit. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
good in person.
Mm.
He's a nice guy. He tried to do something very difficult.
Mm.
He tried to do something very difficult.
Yeah.
I hope he's all right.
Yeah. I think that's yeah, I think that there are many attempts to try something unique, something special, something different. And I don't know that there's anything left to mine in the arena world. I think that we've touched on most versions of the physics. I think we've touched on most versions of the weapons. Of course, you can always come up with some kind of crazy new weapon, but at that point in time, it's just going to get more and more outlandish and more overpowered. I think having a delicate balance of things that aren't too strong but feel very strong and powerful to use is very important. And this is true across all games, excuse me. I don't think that any one game has it perfect. I love Unreal Tournament's weapons, but I think that other games' weaponry feels a little bit more balanced. I think weapons in Unreal Tournament are
Yes,
too
for sure.
strong.
But also, you know what it is. A game gives you a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was a young player, I would stand and watch my avatar for hours, briefing.
Mm.
You know, watching it. You cannot do that in Diabotical.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a ball.
Mm-hmm.
There's no immersion. You know, the avatar I always played in a real tournament looked like my mother. You know, yes,
It's
for me it was
important to you.
important. You know. Yes, because I wanted to honor, like, you know, even if she didn't understand,
Mm-hmm.
there was this conflict, you know, my family didn't appreciate it, you know, but I still played with an avatar that was a female, like, it looked like my mother when I was younger, you know.
Mm.
You need some kind of, you know, I think I'm a very sensible person, so I know that a little bit different in my point of view, but I think you need some kind of, you know, I don't know how to say, like mirroring, transfer, whatever it is. But I tell you once again, man, we need different peripherals for 1 versus 1.
Yeah, very interesting.
We need. I think that's the key.
You know,
No more mouse and keyboard, man.
I definitely think I can relate to you in the sense of you need to feel yourself in the environment. You need to feel yourself in the game, and whatever it is that makes you get there, that's what's necessary for you to feel like I can do something here. Because if you don't feel yourself in the environment and you don't feel yourself connected, no matter how good you are mechanically or how smart you are in terms of positioning or strategic thought, it's not going to make a difference. Because once you feel like you are immersed, you can start to envision the game differently because you feel like you're there. You feel like you are involved and you can make predictions that you couldn't make otherwise, because you don't see the world the same way. When you are in the world, you see it differently than not being in the world. If that makes any sense. Anyway, well, I gotta say, I've taken up almost an hour of your time so far, and I'm incredibly grateful.
We can do this. We can do this as much as you want.
Yeah, for sure. But I do want to ask if there's any other memories that you wanted to share or any other topics that you want to discuss before we bring this to a close. Because I do have one final question for you, but I want to open up the floor to you first. If there's anything else that you want to cover. I'll take it as a no then. Appreciate it. I wanted to offer, that's all. But I do want to ask, looking back at your competitive days and looking at where you are now, do you think that you ever could have gotten to where you are now without those competitive days? Or do you feel that you are only a product of what you were then?
Of course, gaming shaped me into how I am now. Without gaming and my gaming experience, I would have found the way. So once you find the way, you can apply in everything in life. cooking, another job.
Yeah.
Your learning curve, you know yourself. It's a passion. Passion is important. Might be gaming, might be painting, maybe whatever you like, you know.
Yeah, sure.
And when you apply yourself in something, you get answer, and you also get like it's a long topic. You also get like self-worth, you know.
Definitely.
Feel proud of yourself, you know, and you want to follow this feeling, you know. So you start, you're bad, but you're stubborn because you want to become a professional player, and then you start to become good, and you play and you play and you like what you're seeing, and you improve, and you get to know more things about yourself and more things about yourself. Gaming gave me a lot. Gaming is very important. Also, now there are many studies that show like the value of playing online, of playing video games. You know, problem solving. Gamers have like another gear in some aspect of life or even work. You know.
Yeah.
So yes, gaming very important. I stream on Twitch and I always do a talk show, but I also do say now we play because. Gaming is an important gym, is like a gym for the mind, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
It's problem solving, it's complex. Video games are. I always say that video games are platform, and they are like complex software, and they are like problem solving, and you manage, you know.
Yeah.
You learn.
I think that
yes,
if I may, I think that what you're saying about finding your passion and that unlocking so many other parts of your life is so true. It's so true. And I think that so many young people today don't really understand how important it is.
Yes, man.
And also,
yes,
it's okay to chase your passion and realize maybe that wasn't the right one for you. You can change, you can grow, and you can alter. But whatever it is, if you feel passionate about it, no matter what it is, pursue it so hard, because that's what will keep you motivated. And so often, so many people do not feel motivated. They don't feel like they want to do things. And it's because they have no passion for the thing that they're doing. And so you have to find your passion and follow that. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, man. I totally agree with you. But unfortunately, these are the time we're living in. Yeah. We are living in hard times, man.
Yep.
Very hard times.
Yeah.
You know this.
Well, on that very somber note, we will wrap it up here, and I thank you so much for your time, and I really appreciate it. And thank you to
allow me to say hi to some people.
Yeah, of course.
Want to say nothing. I want to say give honor to the people that I met during my career. You know who you are. Like to me, I learned a lot from them. To me, they were great. They were great young men. I learned a lot from them. I have a great respect for them. They are too many, and I don't want to miss someone. I met great individuals. I met champions from all around the world, and all champions, we had like a lot of respect for each other because we knew how much we work together, you know. And if you've just met the guy and he's, I don't know, a rocket boy from China, he just smile at each other, can sit down, play a game, understand who you have in front of you, and get up and shake his hand and like nod, you know, and be like, yeah, you're very good, you know.
Yeah,
I respect you. And I met incredible individual, incredible young men, and I praise you and you all, and I'm easy to find. So I'm here. I'm on the internet. Will always be on the internet, man. I'm like a savage, the lion and the fox. I always been online. I will be always online, and this is it. And I'm also in touch with a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. And I just want to say, I echo that sentiment entirely, right? The respect for skill is a universal language.
Yes.
You see someone who does a good job and you recognize how good they're doing because you do the same thing, and you recognize how hard it is to do what they're doing. That will always be true in the world, no matter who you are, no matter what difficult situation is going on in the world. And there are a lot of difficult situations in the world right now. But if you find someone who does the same thing as you and they do it well, you will always respect them. And
yes, and also like I don't need, you know, It's not that I need to talk to you. No, I don't need to talk to you. Let's sit down. We do well some games, and I get all the answer. I understand
Exactly.
who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Better like by dueling than by talking. You know.
Yeah, definitely. Which actually,
Yeah.
this I'm only going to mention this just because we're talking about it right now. For a future episode of this series, myself and another North American player, a Canadian player, we're actually going to change the format just slightly, and we're going to be playing duels while we do our interview. And I think that will be a fun episode for our guests. But thank you so much, Vicious, once again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. You have been an absolutely lovely guest, and I'm honored to have this time with you. Hello to your audience, and I'm glad to have you for the time that I've had you.
Thank you for inviting me. I much appreciate it.
Of course, man. Thank you so much.